He's fast.
What's up, friends?
Zoom.
Welcome back to the
Cheers, folks. Boom.
KinetiQ. Cheers.
Oh my goodness.
Happy Wednesday. Happy podcast day. Hope everybody's having a good week. Welcome back to the KinetiQ Podcast, where we break down what it means to live a life in motion and how we achieve a mind in balance. This week, we are with our friend Derek, who has a phenomenal story to tell, and I'm out of breath from running to get my water refilled. So I will let you take it away and give us a little bit of an intro. Derek, thanks for being here.
Sweet. What is up, everybody? My name is Derek Pobuta. I ride like adaptive freestyle BMX because I'm missing one of my legs. And we are here to talk about the longevity of being able to take care of ourselves and being able to keep it on. And
Yeah, I figure I just get to pick your brain on this journey you've been on. I mean, I'll just start with a little background. I don't know you well, but I got to meet you back when I was still in Florida riding, and just from the small bit that I know you, I've seen you've always had a positive outlook on every experience you've seen to be encountered with, and life in motion, mind in balance. From the little bit that we've gotten to talk now leading into tonight's podcast, really seems aligned. And so we're excited to have you on tonight. I think the biggest thing is, of course, the elephant in the room is talking about the fact of you are an adaptive athlete, and how many people that are in this sport and in this realm that it is pretty far and few. Like, it definitely exists, but um, it's a unique piece of resilience to still come back to your sport after facing a hardship period. But with what you have, and losing the lower part of your leg and still learning how to ride and adapt to that. But then more than that, your mindset before it happened, after it happened, what life looks like, how you take care of yourself, everything that comes with it.
yeah,
Really
for
just
sure.
the mind that lets you be who you are today is where we're at.
Yeah, I mean, so right off the bat, I know I couldn't do it without being so stubborn and hard-headed, you know what I mean? So I've always been a very passionate, determined person, and even to say like I have been an amputee now for going on, I want to say it'll be, how old am I? It'll be 7 years this year, and January is like when the accident happened, and it has just been a total ride since then. It's just it's fully like adaptive. You're having to change everything and being able to overcome all these little bumps in the road and all these fellow injuries along that come along with being an amputee, because it's not just, to strap the boot on and get out there and get after it as easy as I wish it was, but it's not. It takes a lot of like falling and getting back up, and just in the beginning of the journey, I spent about a month in the hospital, and then I broke my tibia, my knee, my femur, this knee, lost that, then like that foot, and I went 6 months without being like able to walk or anything like that.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of sitting around and going up the stairs on my butt and stuff like that. That wasn't my best times I've ever had, you know.
Yeah.
And then during that kind of stuff, you're not able to do very much on your own. So it's a very hard thing to grasp, you know what I mean? You can't walk, you can't, yeah, if you're on crutches, you can't carry anything all the time. You can't drive, you can't, you can't, you're stuck. You're a sitting duck then at that point. So it's a very mentally distressful thing to have to go through.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
You said,
sit and you get stale and you get stagnant, and you're just like you can't do anything. And so that took a lot of just like toll on the mind. So when I first finally got my prosthetic, I kind of just hit the ground running and I never stopped. And it was like I had all this time to plot my comeback and be so ready for everything when the time comes. And I just took everything from that point forward just oh so seriously.
yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? And it was just like, okay, back riding every day. And I didn't even start riding like right away. It probably took me maybe a year and a half, probably about 2 years before I started riding like
Mhm.
really, really heavy and consistent again because I was just so scared to get hurt. And
Yeah,
which is one of those things. You go through something, you have the whole, you just got out of being stale and stuck in one place. So you don't
yeah,
want to get hurt again, you know?
yeah.
Well, Derek, we've met tonight or, on the phone a couple of days ago, but I don't know anything about your story or your background. So maybe
Okay, okay.
give me, let's go all the way back to whether when you started riding BMX or wherever you kind of started your athletic journey and then how that progressed to the incident and then your experiences kind of bring me all the way
Okay.
up to where we are today.
Okay, so I've been riding, you know, I started with my whole like skateboard scene, or skate park scene. I started that when I was probably about 13 years old. I like started to skate, and I remember going to the skate park one day and these dudes were like, "Oh, you push Mongo and Goofy." They're like, "You're screwed," which is like just a certain way to stand on skateboard makes it like super difficult, and everyone just makes fun of you for it. So I was like, okay, that's not it. So I went and I started BMXing them. And so from the time I was like 13 forward till when I'm 27 now, so I've been riding for quite a while. For was that 15 years, something like that. Um, we've been just hugging along, and I love BMX. I love the culture. I love the sport and everything to it. And so my time from the time I was 13 till I was 21, leading up into my accident, which I got on my motorcycle on a Wednesday on my way home from work, just in some typical Florida like motorcycle accident. The old people got me. Happens to a lot of people out here.
Yeah,
It's one of the, you know, it's one of the things. It happens. It's inevitable. It's not. There's a lot of bad drivers out here, and I was daily driving my motorcycle. I had my Jeep, but I was just riding every day because I just moved here. And I was becoming so like adapted to I was normalized to like almost getting into wrecks every day, and so like almost dying every day was like just a normal occurrence to me, and so it didn't bother me that much, really. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, here I am coming home on a Wednesday at 4 o'clock, like a mile from my house, and I had a it was a couple, and they were like 85 years old, pull out over 3 lanes of traffic, and I got stuck next to the curb with a car next to me, so I couldn't go nowhere, and I dumped my bike, and I got pinched underneath their car, and it was this whole ordeal, and now I live like point 2 miles away from where it happened, so I drive past it every day, and yeah, it's just it was a whole thing, and then that led up to me being in the hospital for about a month, and then a 6 month recovery behind that into getting my prosthetic and having to relearn how to walk and having to relearn how to ride my bike and drive the car and everything like
yeah.
oh my god, I had a manual Jeep at the time, so I relearned how to drive on a stick shift
Oh, wow.
Holy
after
cow!
just learning losing my right leg, so that's my braking my gas, you know what I mean? So
Yeah, and then, like, for the visual context too, I know you were saying, you see it as you didn't actually lose your full leg, it's the below knee amputation, so you still have most of your leg, so it's really the prosthetic
yeah, I
that you
think I call it losing a foot, you know what I mean? So
but still is, like, right below, like, right out where your knee is at, so you have your knee still attached, but then outside of that, it's just full prosthetic leg.
yeah, so it's like about where your big calf muscle would end from like down that point down
Mhm.
is like the same thing I kind of have. So
Yeah. Okay. I just kinda
and
get
having a and just as of like from all these years going into the place where I got my prosthetic fixed, and then being out and noticing and seeing other people with prosthetics and stuff like that, I think not having a knee would have to be a trillion times harder than having your knee with a prosthetic. Like I'm just missing my foot, but not having your knee makes it look so, so, so difficult. So from one amputee to another, hats off to you guys. That doesn't look easy.
yeah. But still credit to this position you're at too, still living the life you're living. And let's circle back even to that mindset you said, you're in the hospital and you put it as, you weren't even back to riding yet. You weren't even back to driving yet, but you knew the whole time you were going to get back to these things because that's how people get through these things. But a lot
Yeah.
of people can have something happen to them and actually be in a position of uncertain, but you sounded like you knew from the start you were still going to find a way to ride your bike. Was there representation in the sport already of some of the athletic amputees? Like I know Julian Marino is a wonderful, wonderful human that
Yeah, so that's one of my people who I ride alongside with. I was
Mhm,
actually just with him in Barcelona at the beginning of what was the last one? September.
mhm,
We were out in Barcelona riding Extreme Barcelona, which is a huge extreme sports competition. They do like park, street, skateboarding, scootering, breakdancing, trampoline. Super, super cool. But yeah, no, shout out Julian Molina. He was the one that kind of got my head into back into like the space of like, oh, we can do this. Like
yeah, so, like, did you know about him before it happened?
I didn't. No, I never did. No. And then when I started like tried to go looking for it because I've been riding my since I was 13, every time I've ever, like, looked for it or I've never seen anybody else that ever had it and was riding, like, with a prosthetic or anything like that, and even all my years now going, it's been 7 years, and I really, really, really look for it now, and I still am, like, I'm the only one in the States
Yeah.
who's anywhere all over Instagram that's, like, or on Instagram or putting it public like that, I still can't find anybody else, so
Yeah, and I'm
and
open to you getting to talk about that here too, because I know you said a big piece is that you want to make sure that other people out there having their hardships, there is a space for them. And I know there's a lot of that being pushed, especially in the BMX community. I guess it's nothing in the States of what I've seen then, but I know some of the stuff that you've reshared and just seeing adaptive athletes in the sport and some of the facilities being built for people. Is that anything that you want to talk further on?
Yeah, for sure, right? So I'll just bring up the group that I ride for. It's called Para Freestyle BMX, and we are a worldwide spread group. There's a couple of my mates from the UK. We got some guys from Colombia, South America, Mexico. I'm from the States. We got just a wide spread of us with a bunch of different kinds of disabilities, missing arms, like body dysmorphia type of things, half an arm, full arms, missing legs. It's really impressive to see these guys come out and ride because like even speaking from my own to be able to watch these guys and I'm like, dang, like these are some like like some real athletes to be able to watch someone overcome and adapt and it's just, like, super inspirational. It's like, okay, if these guys can do it, what's stopping everybody else,
Mhm.
Or what's stopping me from trying to do these same kind of things?
Mhm. Yeah, and even on that mindset piece you mentioned, like I remember we were chatting the other day, and one of your key items that stuck out to me, you quoted, "Just eat or be eaten." What's that mean to you?
Oh, so that means, like it's like you see something traumatic happen to somebody,
Mhm,
and you kinda watch, like, them as a person kinda dissipate into being like, "Oh, no, like, I'm gonna stay inside," or, "I wanna, like, pick up a different kind of hobby or sport or something to be a little bit more safe," or
mhm,
however you wanna, like, recognize the pattern that you see people go through, and, you have to develop, like, a I don't know, like, a mentality of eat or be eaten. Your mind's gonna eat you, and you're gonna be, like, closeted to this little headspace of, "I need to be safe. I need to protect myself." Like, I don't want that to happen again. I don't wanna get hurt. I don't wanna feel like that again. But you have to understand that it's all gonna be okay. Even if you have to go through it again, you break something or you get a boo-boo and you gotta have, some stitches or, like, whatever the case is. It can always be so much worse. And so whatever you have going on, it can't be that bad, and you have to develop a eat or be eaten mentality towards life. Like you're gonna let something put you in a box, or you're gonna be able to break out that box and do what you shouldn't be doing. Like,
no, and absolutely, that's just, like, one of those empowering mindsets that if that's the piece that got you through, it's fun because every person has their different form of that. And
Mhm.
so, that's especially like leading into what your training and mindset practices are. I know you said you focus so heavily on your meditation and then certain body work that you do focus on, especially just the mind being the most important thing. So I'm curious,
Oh, yeah.
especially because in the BMX world, I feel that taking care of the mind is less represented, but it's one of the key factors.
I feel like that's, like, the most important thing, really. Well, I mean, on top of, like, your physical health and stuff like that, but it's it's such a taxing form of, like, meditation almost to go out and go ride and do stuff like that, as we know as other you guys ride bikes too, when you're out, you hit a sick jump and you get some air, you're in the air for a half a second long or like a quarter of a second longer than normal and your stomach sinks and you're like, "Whoa," like that was it. Like I knew I hit that hard. Or you land a trick that you've been really pushing and trying on, and you fall a million times before you get it. And
Mhm.
it's a battle, what it really is. And I think it is super, super important that you can mentally endure, like mentally and physically endure the ability to keep falling and getting back up to do
Mhm.
it again. And I think that's a really like a headstrong type of thing.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And what
And
would you
it's like, I don't know. Like I was saying, I was like, oh, shout out to me being stubborn and hard headed. And that's the only reason that I've made it this far is because I am. I just won't give up on things.
Yeah.
Yep.
Fair enough. I mean, you've been given opportunity that somebody might say, "Oh, well, actually, that's a question too." Now, do you still ride motorcycles at all, or did you have to put that down?
Okay, no, right. So when I had my daughter, I did have another bike after I got in my accident. I've like had another bike for about maybe like 2.5 2 years or so.
Mhm.
And then right before my daughter was born, I needed to get some cheddar together. So I ended up selling my bike, and it's better off not to have it when I get a widow one running around.
Yeah, yeah, fair enough. And
I don't need
honestly,
to something else. I don't need it happening again. And
yeah, especially in the specific area of Florida you're into
Mhm.
is just, in my mind, one of the just gnarliest parts of traffic
oh,
area.
Tampa and St. Petersburg, it's crazy over here. So
I haven't had yeah, no, I was riding motorcycles on the other coast, and even then, it's chaos down there, so I feel for you,
And that's
but
that's the one that I say I don't need.
he won't touch it.
I, there's a lot of things I'll do in
no.
Motorcycles
life.
on the road,
I
not needed.
mean, yeah, that's where I'm
Motorcycles and
good.
bikes on the
Oh
road.
yeah, you just hear like, oh my god, the horror stories that you hear about all this kind of stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like, do I really want to have to,
Am I missing out on that
Choose your
much?
battles. Yeah.
am I supposed to tempt fate that bad? Like,
I get a pretty dang good rush on my mountain bike.
e- exactly, and that's what kind of keeps me away from still
I'm
riding is
happy.
going to the skate park and doing all that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, and that's a big one too. We kind of talked a little about how you do take care of your body. That way you can continue doing the things that you enjoy. And also having seen certain people fall off as the years go on, if they kind of just fall out of it. They stop getting out, they stop being active. What's kind of what's your training regimen on like getting to take care of yourself for the life that you want to do?
really, it's like, I believe that your diet is really, really important, and getting sleep is really, really important. Um, And then, like, I don't know, figuring out what diet you're supposed to be on. Because I think, we're all people from all different places of the world. And I really do think, like, how I am, right? I'm Polish and German and Slovakian. So, like, a lot of my diet, I've noticed many of all these different types of ways to eat and keto and, gluten free and just all these different diets. I've really tuned into figuring out that, like, how my diet is with, like, my nationality that I am. And I've
Interesting.
always felt that I like, for whatever reason, I can eat meat and potatoes every single day and I won't gain a pound. But then when I try and eat like really, really healthy, it's just not happening for me. I just do not understand what it is. And
Yeah.
it's for whatever reason, I think it's crazy. But I am a pretty firm believer in that, in like that kind of nutrition for yourself.
Mhm.
It sounds as crazy as that kind of sounds. And then, just you got to be healthy. Drink so much water. Don't drink purified water. Drink spring water,
Yeah.
salt and lemons and limes. all that stuff's really, really good for you as well when you're training. And I was talking to Allie the other day about how I eat mass amounts of pineapple because I have learned through all these years of hanging around all these athletes of, soccer players, BMX bike riders, skateboarders, and it from other countries because they do this. They eat lots and lots of pineapple because it helps circulate your blood and it has a lot of antioxidants and stuff like that in it, and it keeps your feet and legs from like bruising and swelling up
Mhm.
after like a really physical day.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's a cool one that you exposed me to the other day, and I was like, yeah, I want to dig deeper into that. That's really cool, just the inflammation circulation piece of it.
Yeah.
We have a couple remedies that we have similarly, so that's one that is nature. Nature is
Yeah, right. Like a natural remedy. There's so many natural ways to heal yourself as well. Everyone
yeah,
depends on like taking like Advil or painkillers and like all this stuff. I'm like, you guys are crazy.
Yeah.
yeah. How do you
Oh,
find
fuck.
instead?
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Just getting to find natural and herbal remedies instead is
Oh, yeah, for real. Go to
Absolutely.
your local market. Go find your little local witch out there, and she can make you something.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. All kinds of. That's cool.
100%. Have you ever, Bailey? Have you ever been on a BMX bike? Have you ever tried to ride BMX?
Once I
Once, yeah.
well, like 3 times now because I've ridden hers twice. But I was in college, so I got into mountain bike when I was in college, and some of my friends that I rode with came from like street BMX and tons, and so I was keeping my buddy's brakeless street BMX bike at my house on campus for a couple days, and I like just was riding it from his car to my house, and I was like, I wonder if I can manual this, and tried to manual it like you manual a mountain bike, and just looped straight out to my back, and like within 2 seconds of touching the BMX bike on my back, I was like, I'm good. I'm all set. So I've ridden hers a couple times, but it's like I have so much respect for what you guys do,
Oh
and
yeah.
love my mountain bikes. I love my dirt jumper. I'll come ride dirt jumps with you guys, but 20
Uh,
is what is yours?
I am anti dirt jump as of right now where I stand in my
Yeah,
life because
fair.
what was it? In April I broke my ankle. I was out at um I was riding the barbecue jam at Ridge Manor Trails in Ridge Manor, Florida, and shout out to those guys. Alex and Ross are the coolest, and they have some of the coolest clay dirt jumps like in Florida. Super well maintained, and they're some really, really rad guys. Definitely go check it out. Check out their page on Instagram, RMT Trails. Um,
their jams being posted. I haven't gotten to make it out yet, but they seem like a pretty solid crew down there.
oh yeah, they're way, way cool, and they go over the top for everybody out there. It's a really, really cool thing to go visit. But I was out there. I broke my ankle. I had ended up having to get 8 screws and a plate
Oh, dang.
put in my ankle, and then I was out for about 2 months. And then I get a call from the Par Free MX guys, and they're like, "Oh, do you want to go to Spain the next month?" I'm like, "Okay, we're cool. We're back walking and riding for a month. Let's go ride a pro competition in Barcelona." Like,
That was wild, man.
yeah. And so it was. I did. Oh, I was couldn't do nothing for 2 months. Then I go to Barcelona, and I'm out there, and I got myself back into shape really fast out there because I was riding 20 plus miles a day,
That was awesome.
like out wheeling, riding street, and like just not Ubering anywhere. And I was like, got myself right back into shape, right back into riding form, and got comfy on the bike almost immediately again. And
Yeah,
that's
so
how
what
I
was the process?
actually.
Yeah, that's the
So
Oh,
big one.
I
Like
was
you
like,
kind of like really
you can
breezed past that of you blew up your ankle. So
see,
here's the thing. You're
oh
already
yeah.
missing one you're missing one side of your leg and then you completely blow your other side to smithereens and have to get that hardware in place, put together, and then you managed to come back from that. Was that a 2-month healing timeline before you're riding 20 miles a day in Barcelona?
So I broke it in April, and then I left. I was out there the first week of September.
Oh, okay,
wow,
okay.
okay.
So we had some time, but not much.
Yeah,
How
so I had some time, right? And then it was a month on crutches, a month in the boot, a month in the brace, and then started riding again after that. So it was like a little bit.
would you do?
Um,
I'm sure a lot went in behind the scenes before and after you got back on your bike to prep for that event to be able to go and not just go but perform at a high level, like break
yeah,
that
I
or the
I
nuts and
kind of
bolts.
like I kind of like secluded myself for about a month and was just like, okay, I was like, no, no going out having fun, no doing nothing, eating right, like kind of staying on my, even though I was back to being free and going and doing stuff, I was more I was riding the skate park a little bit. I didn't want to get hurt before I was gonna have to go out there. So I was doing it more like riding around town, going downtown every night, riding, 8, 9 miles, just kind of just getting myself back into shape instead of, being on my couch for a month.
Yeah.
Um and yeah, so that was like kind of more the preparation for it was being like physically ready for that.
Hmm.
And then mentally ready for it too. I never met any of those guys I went out there and met. I didn't know
Yeah,
where I was staying. I didn't know anything. I just kind of just winged it. And they're like, "Oh, we're coming to pick you up from the airport." And I was like, "Okay, cool. We can figure it out from here."
That's good.
that's a really cool opportunity. That's really
That
cool.
was the coolest opportunity. My first time ever leaving the States too.
Very
Nice. And
cool.
they
And
flew
so
you
like,
that.
yeah,
That's awesome.
That's really
it,
cool.
it was super, super sweet. Yeah, I got like my prosthetic company, 50 Legs, which is like they're a nonprofit, one of the larger nonprofits to help with amputees and people with disabilities. And they sponsored me to go out there, and so they paid for my flight to get me out there. I was in a hostel with like 8, 9 of the Narmar guys, and then or not Narmar to the Power Freestyle guys,
Mhm.
and then I ended up getting my own hotel over in Barcelona, and because I kind of treated like a vacation too as well. I didn't want to. It wasn't all business for me. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Um, yeah, I was there for 11 days, so it's quite a little while.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And it was an amazing experience getting to
Yeah.
ride over at the forum. Uh, it was an event sponsored by Doritos, Hot Wheels.
Mhm.
All the skate teams were there. All the BMX teams were there. Met a bunch of my idols, and
That's
it
cool.
was a full circle moment to say the least.
Yeah.
Very cool. So
Yeah.
what does the training look like that goes in behind the scenes? What kind of training do you do to keep your body in shape to be able to do like international competitions? And how has that changed over the last maybe 4 or 5 years? Is that
Let's see. So anything that I've seen that's like anything that I've ever done any different is I just I try to it's more mentally preparing for everything. It's not, you're not home with all the things that you have to soothe your comforts and soothe your body and all this stuff, traveling's rough on like your sleep schedule, you're eating different types of food, you're a little out of your element. So kind of just having the things that make you feel like the things that you need to be ready for stuff, like certain I do a lot of like calisthenic exercises and I stretch with like pulls and bars and stuff like that. And so I have an extendable bar that I go and I bring out with me everywhere I go before I go ride. Even like here, I'll bring it to the St. Pete skate park. And you'll
Mhm.
find me rolling around on the ground trying to stretch and looking silly out there.
Awesome? Say
But
more
you have
about
your
that.
system
Yeah.
that works for you. So,
Yeah, right. So
and I know you mentioned like one of your things is like preparing yourself for getting yourself out of bad situations, like talking yourself into doing the hard things, overcoming the mental blocks, learning to trust your body again. I mean, clearly a lot goes into that.
yeah, and like so yeah, that's really a big thing that comes along with it too. Is so like I think we were talking about it the other day. I don't ride with like a clip or anything.
Mhm.
I just like how I walk around every day is like how I could like hop on my bike
Mhm.
Yeah.
and just ride the bike, you know what I mean? So it's like nothing special to it. It's just some good pedals and some bands and we hold you on there.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's like mental preparation for it's you get something out of the way one time, you're like, okay, that wasn't that scary. But
Mhm.
you sometimes, you go in there and you're like, I'm about to eat this. Like and you gotta be ready to how might I fall? How can I save this? What do I need to watch out for? And different kinds of things like that, and just so many. It's like all obstacles that come along with everything. I feel like
Yeah. Yeah,
it's
but like
just
training your mind to be ready, training your body to be ready. It's so much more than just the time you're putting in on the bike. You're clearly taking care of yourself in other ways of your stretching beforehand. You're taking care of yourself in ways that it sounds like even right now, like we got to talk a little bit before we jumped on the call And right now it seems like you're not even giving yourself as much credit as to what it seems like you do actually put in. Just you were saying you do a lot of like yoga for mobility things, a lot of calisthenics and your body weight training. Like, what does that actually do for you? What difference do you get to feel when you're on top of your game on those things? How does it impact you on the bike? And then I'm sure you have off
Oh yeah.
you don't get to do the extra things, but you end up still being on the bike. Like, how's your reaction time? How do the falls hit differently?
Mhm.
Yeah, and that's a really good question, right? So I've also noticed that going from doing nothing, doing completely nothing and just trying to ride your bike is more you're bound to get hurt and you're bound to not be able to react, and your recovery time is nowhere near as good as what it would be. A body in motion's a healthy body. You fall, you get hurt, and or not even you get hurt, you fall, and you just like kind of stop, and you don't want to keep moving, you don't want to do nothing. You get sore, you get cold, you get rusty. Um, I think it's really important to just mentally prepare yourself for how do you want to call it? To be respectful to the sport that you're doing. Like that you're gonna it's like something's gonna happen.
Yeah.
BMX is a super physically intense sport due to you use your whole body all the time on top of you're riding something that's 25 to 30 pounds underneath of you, and you get tangled up in it, and you have to be aware, and it
Mhm.
be like know where you're at when you're about to fall, and like how you want to fall. Don't I know Allie knows from riding BMX, like you don't want to go cut yourself. You kind of just got to body yourself. Like
Yeah.
you don't want to break your hands, you don't want to break your wrist, you don't want to blow out your elbows or your shoulders or anything like that.
Mhm.
And just having like your mental awareness of where you're at when stuff is falling, like all my calisthenics and my balance, like not missing like missing a leg and trying to, when things go south, when you're trying to do like a trick or do something like that, and being able to catch yourself instead of splatting on the ground is
Mhm.
super like responsive, and just being in tune with your body, being
Mhm.
able to being able that I can trust that something that's not there is going to catch me,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and be like adapted to, I know that this is there and this will catch me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like, let's talk about even that shift, especially because we talked about the fact of your mindset shift when you had your daughter and that difference of them. But yeah, so just circling that back with like that the dad mode shift, especially of taking care of yourself, still prioritizing yourself. That way you can show up as your best version to her as well, but then still prioritizing that you don't get hurt and then can't take care of her. What do you battle with that?
uh that is such a battle, right? Because she is going on 3.5, and she loves to ride her bike and go to the skate park with like me and my friends. And so it's like I'll take her to a jam, like we're going to a sweet new, like we're going, just for instance, we went to the Castleberry skate park jam, and that is a huge new skate park they just built over on like it's a little bit east of Orlando, I would say. And we were over there and we were riding, and I can't it's hard to go into ride mode and be in dad mode at the same time because I'm so, is she
Mhm.
okay? Where is she? Like, is she in anybody's way? Is she gonna get hurt right now? And not me being like, okay, like I need to visualize myself doing this. And it's hard to break those two things because I love to when she can watch me ride and like go crazy, go have a good time out there. But it's hard to turn off that dad mode switch when she's around,
Mhm.
and be able to like tune myself into going to go ride, you know what I mean? I go
Mhm.
from being protective to putting myself in a vulnerable situation, really.
Right. Yeah, because if you don't
It's
have that acute focus, it's almost more dangerous
Yeah.
than not,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Like two completely opposite like feelings,
Mhm.
or two completely opposite different things. Like I am just so worried about her,
Mhm.
and I don't care too much about like what happens to me if I'm out here riding, you know what I mean? But and it's hard to keep the two of them separate from each other
Yeah.
at the same time.
But then it's special that she's already so exposed to it at a young age, sees that you have that love and passion for the thing you do, and she's already loving it herself. And so to still bring her out there is a very selfless thing for you to do because it's something you don't get to, have this be your sport. You're actually having her with you, and it's just to have her being exposed to it is kind of that mindset as well of how to balance it is that, it's going to pay off in the long run because, hey, she's probably going to be a little ripper one day and she's probably going to love it for her own sake. At least I can only hope. I mean, come on, we need more girls in the sport, but
For sure. For sure. Definitely need more galleys in the sport. And yeah, that's my whole goal. Is like even when I bring her to this stuff, I'm like, all right, well I'll just go show my face and then like I'll let her ride and just like enjoy it and just like expose her to it. And she just get her normalized to it. She's such a sponge too. Like, at 3.5, she's on her little training wheels, got a little mini BMX bike. And she stands up and pedals around like you would on a regular BMX bike, just from like watching me do it. And
yeah.
she just picks it up and she's like, "Oh, watch me, like, I'll let go of my handlebars or stand on my seat or do whatever, like, I wanna do a trick," or just stuff like that, and it's really, really cute, and it's like, that's almost as fulfilling as me going, like, shred and get some clips and stuff like that, like, just going to have a good time with her is this, just as fulfilling to me, I'd say.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
And like, especially I want to talk about it for the people that may have fallen out of the sport because of becoming a parent. And I know you said that's the biggest piece for you is, BMX keeping you feeling youthful and connected to your roots and making sure you don't lose that piece of you. And so the reason I want to bring it up is for anyone that might need to hear it of what difference does that get to make for them and what difference does it make for you of still having that peace and finding that balance.
Yeah, for sure, 'cause that's a big time thing, and I see a lot of my friends whom have fallen off of just BMX, so that's what I'm in.
Yeah.
Who fall off until their kids start getting a little bit older and they're like, "Oh, I could bring my kid to the skate park. Oh, I kinda wanna start riding again," or have to find some kinda outlet or route to, be able to express themselves or find themselves again, you lose a lot of yourself tending other people so much, so taking care of the kid, taking care of the lady, taking care of, like, just whatever your situation is, and I see a lot of people come back around to make that an outlet for themselves again.
That's cool.
And if
Yeah.
it's not even to, like, express, like, emotion or feeling, it's just to hang out with the boys and, chop it up and shoot the chits and, like, just stuff like that. I think it's a beautiful thing, really. You got, 17-year-olds hanging out with 45-year-olds at the skate park, and they're like, "Oh, cool." Like, I think that's, like, a rad thing.
That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's these two-wheel fun machines that we ride are really the best community builders in our experience, whether it be BMX or downhill or anything in between. Like, it's amazing the community
Yeah.
that everything that everybody rallies around these bike events. So that's what
Yeah.
I've been
Yeah,
in.
it's a cool community. We all love it. We all have respect for each other for the most part too,
Yeah,
And except
yeah,
for them dang mountain bikers. No, I'm totally kidding, but
I
yeah.
resisted for so long. He would always be like, "Yeah, you're like whatever it would be." It was almost like not intentional, but I don't know. I guess with even the kinetic launch of having it on a mountain bike platform of like built for mountain bikers by mountain bikers, and I'm like, I'm a mountain biker, but like, don't forget I'm a BMXer too. Like, I'm like, don't.
I got roots.
You're
Let's
allowed to be multiple
like,
things.
I don't want to be just in one box. I'm not in a box. I want to do all of the things. I want to
Yeah,
ride all of the bikes. So that's the fun thing too, is like there's so many people that do a little bit of all of it.
yeah.
And it just kind of brings us all together in different ways too. And that's when him and I first met. It was nice because I actually had zero interest in downhill when him and I first met. I was like, that is gnarly. That is like
Yeah, for sure.
grade that I don't need that in my life. A little more seat time. I was like, ooh, actually, this is a lot of fun. But that like took a little bit of time. So when we
It
first got
looks so fun.
yeah,
Dude.
insane, it's so much fun. But it was cool because I had BMX, he had downhill, and then in the middle, it was like, well, we had trail rides and we had dirt jumps. So he would ride his dirt jumper, I would ride my BMX. So it was like he doesn't want to touch skate parks, but he enjoys dirt jumps.
Yeah.
And we would have, our
There's some
separate
common ground.
things. And then we have the thing we meet in the middle with. And so it makes it a lot of fun in that way. And then also over time, I started to fall in love with downhill. So now I'm also very heavy on the downhill side, but it's nice just to have different ways to bring people together. We were at an event last year that was fully a mountain bike event. And I was shocked to realize they actually had the Friday night was, hey guys, everyone's going to the skate park. And
Yeah,
Oh,
everyone
Jay.
jumpers at the skate park. And there was a few BMXers, but still primarily mountain bike
yeah.
guys on dirt jumpers at the skate park. And I was like, oh, cool. You guys do just as much as this. This is sick. This is a lot of fun.
We're all just
So
growing
Yeah,
up.
dirt jump bikes are super cool looking. Honestly, I think those guys at the skate park are wicked cool. The gaps they get hit on those things.
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
And what were you saying, Bailey?
We're all just grown up kids on bikes, you know? It's like,
That's all it is. Yeah, it really. It's like it's just
it's
it's a community. It's such a beautiful thing. It's all same but different. You know, we all see each other for like the same reason.
right?
Yeah.
It's like, it's so easy to be, oh, bruh, BMX, weird, different, mountain bike, weird, different, cross country, I don't like spandex. Like, it's all bikes, man. We all just it's our outlet for hanging out with our friends outside, being athletic, and giving us something to train for. Because I feel like, especially a big thing for us in the kind of our company we're building, and like what's helped me a ton is having a thing to train for.
Yeah.
Because just health and fitness is a non-negotiable for like a high quality of life. But without that reason or that purpose, or like that we call it, what's your why behind what you're training for, it's a lot harder to just brute force yourself into the gym, especially in the winter. But having, whether it be BMX or downhill or mountain biking, whatever your sport is, having an outlet to kind of have that, drive that focus towards, makes it a lot easier and more enjoyable. So especially when you have cool people to do it with.
You're talking to the Florida guy, and you said especially in the winter. It's the best time of the
Hey,
year.
Yeah.
it's cold out here right now. We got what is it?
You guys don't have winter.
But
It's the winter right now. Let's see. No, it's cold. Like I come from Chicago, right? Where I'm like,
Florida,
I
then
don't know, like negative Fahrenheit all the time, and I come down here and I'm like, this ain't right. Like,
you're like, it's Florida, it's supposed to be warm and sunny. What the heck? What is this?
yeah, it's funny. What I was at the beach. My friend was in town. We were at the beach for like 4 hours on Saturday, and then now today it's like 60 degrees.
Yeah.
So
I
the
always saw.
difference between a 60 and an 80 is crazy out here too.
Yeah.
So
Well, I see it as when I was in Florida, that's the time to ride the bike because we would ride, like I would ride all year long, but in the summer, it'd be, oh, what do you want to do? Yeah, of course we're going to go sit around the skate park when it's blazing hot outside.
yeah, exactly.
That's going to be great at the same time. And then winter comes along, and I'm like, I feel like I have superhuman powers. I can do so much more in my bike right now because I'm not just drained by the fatigue of all the heat and humidity and just griminess. I hated Florida.
Yeah,
But
and it's insane that people have the audacity to ask me during the day if they want to go ride, if I want to ride, and I'm like, it is a 95 degrees out here. I'm like, you guys, in 11 UV. I'm like, you guys are crazy. I'm like, I'm gonna sweat my grips off my bars. Like,
Yeah,
no, I'm like, don't hit me up till at least like 9 o'clock,
yeah,
and just,
fine.
no, I feel that.
it's just brutally hot out here in the summer. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's gross.
That it's nice being able to ride all year round though. Like where I come from, like you can't ride all year round. So you got 6 months on, 6 months off.
Mhm.
That's true.
Unless you
So
want to go shovel off the skate park or something like that, but you don't want to do that. So
yeah, we're lucky here. We can ride mountain bikes all year, and that's something that a lot of people in the country don't have. So even though it is cold and wet and rainy and freezing sometimes in
hey,
January,
at
February,
least you can still do it though. That's
yeah,
nice. That's a treat right there.
bundle up
Like
and get out.
living up north, I felt like there was a lot of indoors, like more indoor skate parks than there are down south.
Yeah.
So like obviously you get your, maybe once a month you get out to go ride kind of a thing. Maybe, but probably not every weekend, but once a month you like used to be able to go out and go ride, and it's kind of a bummer because well you learn all these tricks all summer and then you don't get to ride it all during the winter and you lose a bunch of stuff, and that's why you honestly you see a lot of like, as something I noticed when I moved down south is you see how talented some of these people are down here. I'm not saying that like people from the south are better bike riders than people from the north, but you could see like the difference in the amount of seat time that they're able to get.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
So
It's
it's
getting
something I've noticed through the years.
yeah.
consistency beats intensity for sure.
Yeah.
That's the truth, really.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like that circles back to a point I remember you making too. Like you were saying the other night, what did you put it as? Like, even if you're not going hard, stay nimble. Like, make sure you're still putting in the work, even if it's like the difference of thinking you always have to go hard when you're taking care of building strength. And that's like exactly a note that I made here from our conversation the other night to kind of prep for tonight's conversation is just seeing that difference of Building strength through consistency, not intensity. Like, where do you see that show up for you?
So like I think I'm not saying I'm an expert by no means. I have my flaws and I mess up all
Or
the time. We're only human, you know. But I do believe that instead of a lot of people focusing on maintaining like strength and agility and stuff like that, they always try to like they overdo it. It's about maintaining, not losing any progression that you've made. Because every day, if you try something, you're gonna get even if you fail something, you are progressing in some kind of way. And you are still putting time, putting effort, putting energy into it physically, mentally, emotionally. And it all comes back around to like just maintain, keep yourself in a healthy like boundaries. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You gotta maintain. You can't keep like physically forcing yourself to
Mhm.
do better, do better, do better. Sometimes it's about maintaining what you can do already, and that is more than enough instead of trying to keep upping yourself and like putting yourself in a vulnerable position to get hurt or to yeah, to a vulnerable position to get hurt like mentally or physically.
Mhm.
So I think maintaining is a big key factor in staying healthy.
Mhm. Yeah, but I think even still then that consistent maintenance with it comes with that time and repetition. It's not like you're just maintaining and staying at one steady line. It's that you're actually still slowly progressing just without putting yourself at that higher risk, whether that be at the skate park or even at the gym. You're putting yourself in a
Yeah.
that, if what you do today takes you away from being able to do it tomorrow, then that's kind of our mindset with it of
Yeah.
don't go so hard that you can't get back up and do it tomorrow.
Yeah, oh, exactly, yeah, that's perfect. That's a great vision on it, really, 'cause, everyone likes to go hard, like, don't get me wrong, like,
Yeah.
how cool is it to land something new or to get a sick clip out there, you know, but sometimes it's not worth, like, the pain and what comes from it, missing work and doing stuff like that, like, we still got daily tasks that we gotta handle out here, it's not all just fun
Yeah.
and games, so we got bills don't pay themselves, and, you know, money doesn't grow on trees, so, we still gotta be able to get up, go to work, even make it out the next day and make it to next week's jam or whatever.
Yeah,
Super important to maintain your nimbleness
Mhm.
for sure.
and your
Absolutely.
health. Yeah.
Of the work and all, still bringing in just that example of your one hop weld shop. I know just getting to have fun humor in the matter, if that's anything that you wanted to share about as
Oh,
well.
yeah, so, like, so it's been a little over a year now. I opened a welding shop, and it was a Taco Tuesday with a couple of margaritas and some tacos, and we came up with the name One Hop Welding Shop, and we were just like, "Oh, this is perfect."
Nice.
And I love that I get to actually be a part of a lot of the events and the sporting stuff that we host out here in Florida. Like I try and host I'll if there's like a BMX jam at a street jam or a skate park like that, I'll try and get out there and I'll either host an event during the jam or I'll do a gift card giveaway or something like that to, gnarliest rider, best trick or build a trophy or just anything along the lines. And I love that I can also be involved in it and
Yeah.
still, even if I'm not riding, if I go with my daughter, I still am part of it, give me the megaphone, let me get up on the mic for a little bit.
Yeah.
And it's a cool thing just to be tied in with in all ends of it, being able to ride it, being able to represent it, like being able to travel and be able to be me and all this and have my business all part of it. It's one big full circle for
Yeah.
me. And I love what everything's like coming into.
Mhm.
That's cool.
That is really cool that your business also gets to support some of the local scenes, and especially as you put it, of still just getting to be a part of it, even if you're not there riding, and what that gets to do for you. I kind of feel that just in the different mindset of when I was going through my injury of just getting to still show up and be a part of the community, be in the scene, even if you can't do it. That's a big one too.
Exactly. Like I got to Matt Copeland had called me one day and he asked me when Spot was doing the Spot roast, the big BMX thing that they have there. I had just gotten hurt like 2 weeks before that and just had my surgery. And he called me and he's like, "Oh, do you want to judge the open class?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'll be a judge for the open class." I was like, "That's so cool." was like, "I'd still be here and be part of it and, be like, just be part of the game still, not feel left out." I
Yeah.
get to watch everybody ride their bikes, but I get to be able to judge some of the dudes that I've been watching for years and seen on YouTube and stuff like that. So it's cool. It's a cool experience to be able to do that. So I can totally relate to what you're saying. You get in your little bubble when you get hurt too. It's hard to get out there.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the importance of still making sure you get out there, you know? It's kinda like what we're trying to push to especially.
Yeah. The
No,
more
I love
everybody
that. I could
community.
I could back that all day. Are you guys gonna to be doing any like pop-up Florida events? Are you guys in is Kinetic IQ popping out anywhere for anything?
We
Oh,
would
dude.
love to eventually have definitely some more in like the meetup style, things like that. So that's part
Mhm,
of our growth is getting to be more involved in the
mhm.
community, especially not just, behind the scenes online, but big dream of ours is to actually have a kinetic compound with indoor dirt jumps, big training facility, anything you could ever need.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've
That's
There
the
you
seen
dream.
go.
That's
that
the
one.
Like a
dream.
straight
The community.
athlete training program, like a health and wellness athletic program. That's pretty cool.
Everything from like functional fitness training to saunas, cold plunge, indoor dirt jumps, foam pit, anything you could need to train through the off season for all the rad stuff we do in the summers and in the main season. So would be fun.
Wicked cool.
And then it'd be
I
cool,
could get
especially as
behind that.
the community grows too. I'd love to do. We're traveling, we're road tripping the country next year, chasing the downhill series, and we're gonna get to link together some cool events in between. So we'd love to do some meetups and whatnot as we go. So
That'd be wicked cool. What do you guys think about this Red Bull Rampage?
it's wild. You been paying
It's
attention much to it?
Oh my gosh, I'm addicted to watching like I think that's like the epitome of like top tier bike riders right there. Like that is so crazy to me.
Yeah,
it's absurd what they're doing.
those dudes are
But it's
wild.
also like putting your life on the line. Like
Yeah,
that it's crazy.
yeah, it's
I've
impressive.
I would love to be able to go out there and watch those guys just like
Yeah.
sit on the side of the cliff somewhere.
Yeah, we know we've got some friends out there. We've got some friends that have ridden out there a good bit, and then one of the brands we ride for, the RE bikes. They're based out in Utah, so I'm hoping if we can get out there this year, I want to get out to the desert and ride some of that stuff. Be super fun. But
It looks wicked cool. The amount of bike control that those guys like that the mountain bike riders have is insane to me.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's so cool because that's such a unique event where you've got like slope style guys mixed with dedicated free riders. You've got a couple downhill racers and everybody in between, kind of through the entire sport and all the different disciplines of mountain biking come together to just be creative in the desert and throw something cool down.
For
That's the thing about being
sure.
a mountain biking was realizing that you still get to have the creativity that you have in freestyle. Like, have you ever gotten to actually be on a mountain bike?
I am so scared to get on a mountain bike like that, really. I'm kinda terrified. I don't know how to ride anything with suspension
Yeah,
and such
adjustment.
big wheels. I've never put myself in the position to get on one and actually go try it, really.
Yeah. And there's not much to ride in Florida either. I wasn't big on mountain biking until I got out of the state.
There's not very much mountain anything here, so
There's they try. They definitely have some stuff that they build up in the area, but it's
you got grapefruit on the other side and, there's a couple of things, but I'm sure being out like what, you guys are out in the Carolinas, you had said, or something like that, and I'm sure that the scene out there is awesome for that.
Yeah, the Western North Carolina mountain bike scene is kind of world class. So it's if you're ever up here, let us know.
yeah.
We'll go
Oh,
ride.
I wanna get out that way. I'm gonna start trying to get to a couple more different BMX jams throughout the country. I went abroad this year just to go to that one. I was actually supposed to be in Colombia next week, but I can't go to that. It was gonna be my first BUI official competition that I was gonna ride in, but I can't go to Colombia right now for reasons of the government and stuff like that. So nothing on my end, but it just I was supposed to be out there riding something, but we have a ton of more competitions coming up. I know we're going to Italy next year. I'm going back to Spain twice next year. Um,
Cool.
I'm gonna try to come and do some of these jams around the states a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot to commit to leave the country for stuff like that. It's not an easy haul.
Yeah, I haven't been out of the country, so that's definitely getting to travel and ride is something that we definitely wanna check
Yeah.
off soon enough.
It was so sweet because, like, traveling I know your mountain bikes are a little bit bigger than my BMX bike, but, like, I could travel with my BMX bike, and I think it was an extra, like, $50 to
Mhm.
bring it along with me, and, like, the amount of money that saves you from having to Uber everywhere,
Yeah,
and it was just, like, I don't know, you get a different view of, like, when you're riding around, you're looking at everything, you can kinda see if you can stop real quick, and it's different than driving around in the car going so fast through everything, not really paying too much attention,
That's cool. You
and
probably
I,
get to experience the city so much in such a different view.
oh my gosh, yeah, it's like because what, you're cruising, you're just pedaling along on your bike, you're doing 6, 7 miles per hour, something like that, and you have to pay attention to everything in front of you. It's not like you could just you're riding passenger in the car and you could be steer while you're sitting on your phone looking every once in a while. You stop, you could smell the coffee from the cafe, you smell this whatever food's cooking from wherever, and you hear whoever's playing whatever music playing around you. It's different, really. And I found so much enjoyment out of it. Even when I got back, I flew into Chicago and
Mhm.
I rode to the train station, went to the city, got some pizza, rode like went Grant Skate Park downtown, rode they took the train back, and like I was like, oh my god, I'm like I just love riding my bike everywhere.
That's cool.
that's fun.
Yeah, so it was a cool experience, but leaving the country it's a little bit of a hassle.
Yeah.
You get your time change. It's not cheap to leave either, so you know, it's hard not having you got a van. It's hard not when you leave and you don't got anything of yours, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was spoiled by was I went so many years without even getting on an airplane because I was just full time in my van for a couple years. And
Mhm.
anywhere I went, I had everything I was ever going to need because anything I needed, I had packed like a game of Tetris inside that van. And
Oh,
so
I'm sure, yeah.
I wanted to get into, I could
Impressive.
have. And I went and I flew somewhere. I flew out to Oregon last summer and I was like, what do I pack? It was my first time flying in 2 years. And I'm like, I'm
What am I
used
gonna do with what if I need this?
to
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep. That
It's
was funny.
yeah, that's exactly how I feel about it too. I'm kind of homebody-ish. I don't know. I like having all my things and I like having my home base and
that's why a van is perfect. A van is so perfect because
Yeah.
then it's like you can be a homebody and you can be anywhere because you have everything you need. You just, have to be a little bit minimalist, but
Mhm.
yeah. No, I hear what you're saying for sure. I got too much stuff. I can't. I could never. But
me
no, the van life seems super cool. I do know a couple friends who do that. Um, and that would be a really cool thing to be able to be experienced. But I don't think, it'd be hard for me to do that with my business and to do with my child and all that. I'm good. I'm locked down, yeah.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's cool that, like,
it's
despite everything that's happened, you've been able to keep your body and keep your mind, in an athletic state that's unlocked all of these awesome experiences that you're getting to have. So
Yeah, and I feel super grateful that like sometimes I feel like I was supposed to be like this. Like I feel like everything happens for a reason. Like the odds of me being able to do something like this are slim to none. How many people that we know who are some of the most best and most athletic people on the bikes that don't be able to have even an opportunity to do anything like I was just blessed with. And so I
Mhm.
was like, okay, it all comes and all the goals I have are like they're all happening, but they just come in a different form than
Mhm.
what I had came up with when I was in my youth. You know what I mean? You have to look at it from a different view, but it's the same goal that I had wanted.
you say
that's cool.
adapting your view a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like, all right, we're still getting there. But
Yeah.
yeah, so I'm like super content with how everything has flown for me and everything has been going. I think you guys are doing a really awesome thing, keeping people in touch and in tune. And if it's not, they're not physically out there yet, there's something they have an outlet they can come in here and
Yeah.
other people who are feeling the same ways that they are when they're having a hard time trying to get out there or what's going to get them to you can go buy a bike, you can go stuff it in the car, you can do all this, you watch as many videos as you want, but all it takes is get out the car, get on the bike and get out there, you know what I mean? And
100%.
so I think that's the main message that you guys are really trying to get at is to like you know, you have this step, this step, this step, and then the leap to
Mhm.
doing it. And I think that's an awesome thing that you guys are really pushing out here because we
It's
need
like, how do we take
cool stuff.
away?
Yeah, we need people doing cool stuff out here.
Yeah, life's too short to not do cool stuff, and even though we're all getting older, like, it doesn't take a whole lot to keep your body in
No.
shape so you can still enjoy the cool things that get you out in the community, that get you to travel the world, that get you to have the best relationships, the best friendships, the best experiences you could ever imagine, all from
Yeah.
sport. And some people, for us, it's bikes. For some people, it's hiking, or pickleball's gotten popular. That's a thing that people are into. But whatever it is, just having a sport, having a community to attach yourself to, and something to train for, and a reason to maintain your fitness and get out in the community and uh, really kind of spread that energy and be better people.
So
So, of
something so if I could voice something real quickly, I think this is a super
course.
important thing that people don't understand about the things that we do, right?
Mhm.
So we find our friends in, like, let's say all of our bike friends, all of our the skate park people, or just wherever you're finding your outlet to find people with the same hobby as you.
Mhm.
A lot of these things, besides that you guys have the same hobby and you're a cool person, right? It's like, okay, I know you from the skate park. I've known you for umpteen amount of years now. And it's like there's certain characteristics that are completely irrelevant to me. And that we are friends because of we have the same hobbies that we are passionate about. And it's I don't want to like I don't want to sound like bad in any kind of way I could say this. I think that we're friends for we're the people that we're friends with at like the skate parks, or we meet on the mountain biking, all that kind of stuff. I think that the reasons that we're friends are more pure than any other reasons because a lot of things are irrelevant to us. Like it doesn't matter, like any kind of well, I'll just say it right: race, religion, politics, whatever you believe, wherever you come from, whatever you have whatever your opinion is on this, whatever you feel on that, it is completely irrelevant to the fact of I think you're pretty cool and I think you ride bikes and I'd like to hang out with you. And that's something that people don't get or don't understand. And I think that's a huge thing that
Absolutely.
people look past. You know what I mean? Like there's I'm sure there's reasons why I wouldn't hang out with some of the people I hang out with, but it doesn't matter because I that's something that's not part of that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just is a way.
If that was a good enough thing for me to bring up and be able to talk about with you guys. Yeah, you know what I mean?
No,
And
we see it all the time. It's perfect because there's so many things happening in the world, and there's so much angst, and there's so much hatred, and there's so much division. And then you get on bikes and you guys are just people. We are all
Yeah.
just people existing and loving this thing that we're doing and stoked on the things we're doing, stoked on the people we're surrounded by. And it's like, get on your bike, get moving, get into nature, just get outside. And it seems like all other problems kind of get to fade away for a little bit, you know?
Mhm.
Exactly. And it's just like it's just such a beautiful thing because like there like you were just saying there's so much hate and there's so much like everyone's they're trying to divide everybody and everyone's trying not to be on the same page and it's like almost nothing that of that relevance matters at all because we're friends through this bike or like through the skate park or like however we have the same interests and I found you in the same like whatever you ride a skateboard I'm at the skate park I'm on a bike I'm like okay cool I'm like I like your shirt that you're wearing like well start chopping it up and it's like okay cool I like you because I see you at the skate park like anything besides like I know you from the skate park like doesn't matter
Yeah.
Yeah.
like you're
And
good
it's
people you've always chopped it up made good conversation with me never made me feel weird like you know what I mean like
Yeah.
so just like stuff like that, and I think that's it's a good way for it's a good source to find friends is what I
yeah.
was really trying to get at and say. So
Absolutely. I think it's such an equalizer because, you know, no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, ultimately, like, the world is a better place because of people that contribute, you know? And I think these sports, these hobbies, whether it be mountain biking, BMX, whatever it is, like, everybody's trying to get better and try to better themselves at the thing that they're passionate about. And that pursuit of self betterment is a way of, you know,
It's like,
contributing value to the world and contributing to the community. It's naturally going to happen. And it breaks down all of those barriers and we all just get to connect over the things that matter because we're all just trying to be the best version of ourselves as we can. So
Yeah.
I think it's super powerful.
It's like
No,
people
it really is.
like find your space that makes you happy. And then usually once you find the thing that makes you happy, you just do it and you get better at it by doing it. And so it's like some people might be in that perspective of like, well, I don't always feel like I have to get better at it. I just enjoy doing it. And it's like, well, if you just enjoy doing it, it's probably a guarantee you're still gonna then naturally get better at it. And
Yeah.
so it's like, how do you find that group that is just get out, go, do your thing. And it's, yeah, it's very, I think that's the nice thing, especially about BMX and about mountain biking and about just two wheels in general, is I think it is just a big group of people all aware of the fact of, BMX especially is like, we're on little kids' bikes. Like, come on, we
Yeah,
just,
like we're just a bunch of grown men on a
we
bunch of
just
20 inches. Like
we just want to play for life. We just want to live life. Life happens, and then we want to have that outlet that makes us happy. And this is the thing that
yeah.
makes us happy.
That's really what it is. Like, I always like I got friends out in Denver who are snowboarders. I got friends, skateboarders, bikers, all these people, and it's just like go out and go riding with the boys. Like that's all about getting together with like you can get almost absolutely nothing done, but I can guarantee you're gonna go even if you go out there and you guys do nothing but at least just go sit out there and make each other laugh, or like just go out there and just hype each other up, or even whatever the case is. It's good to have that kind of energy around you.
Yeah.
And it's like even the amount of times I've pulled up at the skate park, and me and my friends have done the most minimal amount of riding, but we sit there for 2 hours and laugh, like smiling like cheek to cheek. And that makes it all worth it sometimes. So it's not always about like going out there and riding, but it's always about getting out there like and like with your community and making yourself feel like a part of it and making
Yeah.
everyone else feel a part of it as well too. I get a lot of questions all the time and everyone's like, "Is it hard?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not that easy." Like
Yeah.
I have
That's the thing
so
we
like how I'm
tired.
stance right, I'm left foot forward, I spin right, and I'm missing my right leg. So I'm back foot, and what's like the most difficult thing that I think I run into is I can't use your back foot to scoop up your bike.
Yeah.
I can't really scoop up my bike too well, so I have to, like, muscle everything because I spin that way too. So, if you notice, like, while I ride, I do a lot of, like I'm pretty front heavy, I do a lot of nose tricks, like, stuff like that. Um, and I think the most difficult part of riding as an amputee is probably bailing and, like, not getting tangled up in my bike and stuff like that. 'Cause that happens quite a bit.
Broken your prosthetic a couple times.
Oh
Like,
my god, yeah, I just snapped my foot the other day when I was out riding Bradenton. Me and
oh,
the Narmar guys were out riding, and I was like I just went to try I almost, like, hit my face on this rail that I was riding because I was doing, like trying to do, like, 180 crook to fakie, and I went over and I slipped off my pedal and, like, my complete foot, like, folded all the way back and I almost hit my face in the rail. Yeah, it was bad. It was
Like,
pretty gnarly. I actually have a video. We could tag it in here maybe. I'll see if I can find it.
yeah,
And, and, yeah,
something that's
I've
yeah.
snapped feet before, and then when I'm just, like, out hobbling around for a couple days, like, have to go drive out to Orlando, go get them fixed, but, shout out to my prosthetic sponsor because they pay for all that stuff for me and my insurance, and, I think they hate to see me coming when I give them a call. She break a bunch of stuff, so
it's nice that you have
At
that
least you
support though. And how'd
yeah.
that work out for you anyway, actually getting to get a prosthetic sponsor? Because especially if there is anyone out here getting to hear this and they, as
yeah,
you as you were,
so,
not
like I
many.
was giving a shout out earlier, 50 Legs, like this, it's a nonprofit, one of the largest nonprofit organizations that go reach out to people kids, children, adults, all throughout the world, and they reach out to them and they give them, they'll fly them out and get them fit up for some prosthetics, walking for their first time. People without insurance, so they hook them up and get them out all the time. It's a beautiful thing seeing some 4 or 5-year-old kids walking for the first time and stuff like that. It's fucking make you cry out there. It's so one of them things. And to come across one, it's really I was fortunate enough that mine had stumbled into my hospital, and he came and talked to me, and his name is Steve Chamberlain, and he is one of the coolest, most rad dudes. He's an old professional wrestler, like was good friends with Hogan and all that, like in those days. And he came in and seen me, and him kicked it off. We clicked. He's dropping F-bombs at me in there, like being super cool, no, like casual, like big bald swole dude. And I get along with this guy. And then like throughout the years, like we've always just stayed really, really in touch and in tune. And they always knew I BMX. And then when it came down to me leaving for Spain, I like within like 2, 3 months, like weeks before, I had reached out and I was like, yo, I was like, do you think you could help me? And they ended up like giving me new parts and flying me out there and doing all that. And I wish I can give you better advice on like how to find something, find an outlet to getting something like that. You know, I think it's more of get yourself noticed and like
Mhm.
get yourself out there, like stay consistent and post. Bother the absolute crap out of people until they notice you.
Yeah.
And don't be like fanboy, but just be all like, oh hey, like I would love if you guys can. People are these kind of people are really really cool, and they'll reach back out to you and they'll chat it up with you. They'll ask you for things and they'll see what they can do for you.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to see those people fail. So
Yeah. And then, like, clearly you weren't afraid to ask. I think that's a big thing too. Especially, I feel like in the BMX community, the BMX scene is more of it's expected that people don't actually do the outreach for sponsorship in the way that you would do for other sports. It's actually like do cool stuff and get noticed. It's not actually that at all. It's business. You're networking. Like
Mhm.
it reach out, present yourself, you know.
yeah, exactly. Like he's like, oh yeah, he's like, oh here, come get a bunch of t-shirts and all this stuff. And he's like, you let me know whenever you need to go anywhere. He's like, that's so cool. Like, and just like a huge like there's a rider behind what I'm doing, and they love it and they get such a kick out of it.
It's
And
cool.
they'll make some posts with me, and like I'm in some videos in their like office and stuff like that. I have some broken like feet screwed into the walls over there because I'm like I break stuff all the time. Yeah, you get a real kick out of it, and I don't give myself enough. I don't think I give myself enough credit sometimes for like what I do and like how I am able to achieve the things that I do achieve. But
Mhm.
it's just like another day in the life. I feel like you know what I mean.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I can tell because I think this whole time I've been trying to kind of pull that out of you of like, hey, take credit. You clearly have an extremely strong mindset. You clearly take good care of yourself to be able to do the things that you do. And so, like, let's pull that out of you a little bit. Let's give yourself some credit for what you're doing
They're
and
like, we'll keep it down here, but yeah, we'll give him a little pat on the back. But no, I really just do believe that you see every bit of time and energy that you put into what you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's all relevant. Every bit of time, energy, blood, sweat, tears that you put into something. If you really, really want to see the outcome of it, like you'll see everything shows eventually. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And I think that's super important because we grew up in a like what? How old are you guys?
27, or 28.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna get
I say I'm 27. I'll be 28 next month, and I feel like we grew up in the time that was like the fall down, get back up period, where we had all the cool stuff on TV. We were watching Travis Pastrana, we were watching Robin Big, we had Fantasy Factory, we had all the cool things. We were watching all the extreme athletes. Like extreme sports was a thing for us. Like it was like a thing of relevance, and that was like X Games, Do Tour. Like I remember that, recording all that stuff, and oh my God, Garrett Reynolds gonna get the gold again this year. Like you know what I mean? And I think it's making a comeback, but I don't think this group, the kids that are like a bit younger than us, the kids in like the 16 to 20-year-old range, they didn't experience that, you know what I mean? So I think that extreme sports died out, but I think we're having a huge comeback and we're watching it. We're watching these younger generations. They're about to do something really, really crazy.
Kids coming up now are about to change the entire game. It's
Yeah.
crazy to see. I mean,
Groms are undefeated.
that's kind of what
See,
It's like
see 9-year-olds on like full professional skater level. Like it's crazy.
real. It's nuts, man. There's this kid. There's this kid on mountain bikes that's doing stuff like he's 13, 12, 11, 12, 13. And he's doing
yeah.
like
It's like the age
crazy.
bracket you mentioned is where like that's the one part of like your whole
Yeah.
statement was making a lot of sense, but the age bracket, I'm like, I actually disagree with that. We definitely have the iPad generation that's coming up that I'm nervous for once
Yeah.
they get older. But
Yeah.
right now, from that age bracket of like the 16 to 20, the bar of these sports is at levels that it hasn't been reached before, and it's being reached by
Okay, yeah, no, you're right. That you are correct about that age gap. I'm saying, okay, so the kids that are probably like
There's definitely a
5
gap.
years and younger, 5 years and younger now, like these kids are gonna be way cool, I feel like. They got their little electric balance bikes and they got like all their
I
there's
yeah.
we have a kid out here, his name's Presley. I don't want to mess up his last name, but his name's I know his first name's Presley, and I gave him a gift card because he was the best rider at our jam, and the kid's like, I don't know, like 8, 9 years old, something like that. And the kid's just straight shredder. It's so cool to see to me. That's the next generation. That's like that's like a big message of mine is like this next generation of these kids that we got coming out do some cool stuff. That's what I really want to see.
Absolutely.
And I feel that's where media does make a big difference, because the
Yeah.
representation matters, and showing there's other kids out there doing it across the country, so other young kids get inspired to push the limit. And
Yeah, very similar to like how I found Julian on Instagram, and then I ended up meeting up with him at Swamfest the next year, and we became really cool after that. And yeah, it's just like you got to be seen, and you wanna be seen, and you want to be able to be heard, and you want to be able to relate to people, and you want to find people in the same kind of little predicaments and styles that you're in, and you know, I think a huge thing is for me. I'm like, damn, like you ride at four pegs. I was like, but you ride at park too. I'm like, that's pretty crazy.
That's cool.
yeah, and
It was
Julian,
like big.
he's lost it from like hip down, right?
Yeah, he rides with no prosthetic. He rides just one leg. It's the
No
most crazy thing ever.
thing. He is
Yeah,
impressive.
he
Yeah,
has I've seen him with his prosthetic. Can't even recognize him when he's like out walking. I was like, who is this guy?
fair. Yeah, I forgot. I actually like seeing him out in public is so much different than seeing him at the BMX event, because when he's moseying around the event, he uses his bike as the crutch. But then
Yeah,
actually,
he just rolls around on his bike pretty much everywhere.
in the last like 5
And
years,
then when we were out in Barcelona one night, I seen him like he like came walking up, and I was like, oh wow. I was like, I was like, who is this guy? It was super crazy. Because I've been around him for a little while now, and he is one of the coolest people ever. Super. Have you ever met him before?
yeah. No, he is such a
Oh yeah,
sweet. I love him.
super sweet, super kind. And then like, I love hanging around those guys. They're so cool.
We'll have to clip in some of his videos from hitting the Rumble, getting towed in. That's like the years that
Oh
he's
yeah, get the video of Julian jumping off the big dirts for
doing it.
sure. Tag those in. Yeah, he's crazy. I have a bunch of footage of him from this last event that we just rode. We were out riding street. We went and rode all these really famous spots out in Barcelona. If you like, Barcelona is literally like a town of a skate park. Like everything's rideable, ledges everywhere, everything's ramps, banks, and oh, it's
That is
so cool. It's like Skate 3. It's like just hopping on like the Xbox. It's just exactly what it looks like.
That's super cool. I've heard that even from like mountain bike guys. They're like, yeah, I just went and spent a week in Barcelona between the races because it's rad. You can ride everywhere.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
cool. That's super
Yeah,
cool.
I had a lot of fun out there riding street too. That was super enjoyable. And I would recommend it to anybody, just like recommend anybody get out there and go ride some more
Heck yeah.
and get on their bike and just take the next big step. Get it, you could spend umpteens amount of money on bikes, like right? We all know, how many things you can buy for your bike, and you can spend just so much money. That's the easy part. The hard part's getting out there and going to do it. So it's like we came on here to take a message today to tell people to take the next big step and get out there and go do it. Don't be scared to do it.
Yep.
And if you're scared to do it, contact some people and get back out there with them. Start out slow and just don't make a first big jump back into it. Ride the small jumps first, and don't
Meet
be
your
afraid.
pet.
Yeah, don't be scared. I
Yeah.
mean, be scared, but don't be scared. So
That's the fun thing about this sport, is at every single level you are ever going to get to, there is always something you get to be afraid of.
oh my gosh, even if you're trying to learn like the smallest, easiest, most minimalist little thing, you're like, okay, this is new. Like,
Mhm.
you got to be careful. You're still scared. You still feel like achievement after it.
Yeah.
Like, I am not the type to like throw a bar spin. Like, I hate throwing bar spins. Like, nothing like that. But it's like when you huck one, you do it. I'm like, thank God I didn't just shoot off the back of my bike. Like, but that's like the easiest trick for some people. But I'm like, I am terrified of that. You know what I mean?
We all have our own
So,
risks.
of course. So yeah, I mean, any you guys got anything else you want to tell the people?
I don't know. I think it's your room for the show. So I think especially given everything that we've gotten to talk about and given, you know, adaptive sports, all of this, what would be your message, final message to get to close out? Message to others facing any big change.
Things happen. Let it like you if you're gonna try to fight something that's inevitable, that's changing in your life, or you're going through something, um, just let it happen. Don't fight it. I mean, trying to stop something that's inevitable isn't going to stop it.
Mhm.
And if you're going through something like big, find an outlet to feel it. The most important thing, feel it out. Figure out how you actually feel about what you're going through. Like, don't pitter patter your feelings around it, or don't try and cover it up with like drinking or drugs or alcohol or just like anything like that. Find an outlet. Find a physical way to feel out how you're doing anything. But that's the most healthy way that you can find balance in your life, really.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
Go be a little bit physical, bring that stress level down, eat some good food, drink
Yeah.
your water, get yourself in a night, do some meditation, some healthy mind work.
There you
It's
go.
probably the most important. Yeah, it's the most important thing, I mean, just from one to another. I mean, we all have things going on, and it's not easy. It's the hardest time you could be alive. I feel like it's really crazy.
Mhm.
But just be nice to people, and send a positive message. Go do some cool stuff. Be nice to people. You see somebody having going through it, help them out, and
Mhm.
just walk with a smile every day. I think that's the most important thing.
Yeah,
Be grateful, because it could always be so much worse. You
That's
know,
great.
it's very
a
true.
good day, or if you're having a good day or a bad day, you still woke up today, so it's not that bad.
Yep.
Absolutely.
So
No,
that would
not
be my message to the people. That's what I would have to say. Allie and Bailey, I appreciate y'all. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and get out there and go ride. Don't stay in the house too much.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
thank you. We need that one right now. Getting everything
Absolutely.
off the
Yeah,
ground
for sure. Yeah, for sure. When it warms up, I'll be back out there. But
Good,
warms
dude.
up.
Awesome.
yeah, back to the '70s. Yeah, I'll be back.
Amazing.
Of course, y'all. Well, you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you so much once again.
Absolutely. Thanks, Derek.
Yeah, of course. See ya.
Have a
Bye.
good one. Bye.
Thank you guys all for tuning into this episode of the KinetiQ Podcast. If you have not already checked out our online platform, KinetiQ is now live. Go to school.com/KinetiQ. The link is also in the description and the show notes here. Whether you're watching this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss an episode. We'll be back next week with another awesome guest. So until then, go outside, move your body. Your mind will thank you later. Cheers, friends.